I thought I wrote an article today on Robertson. It's up on sportsnet.ca about the thing that's changed to me, and that's the skating for me. Like it's just his ability to separate from the guy. Like he takes the bend hit and rolls off it.
Yes.
A couple of strides, finds himself in a good spot. There's a number of times when Sheldon mentioned he's on the puck where he's at a dead stop. The D's getting away from him. He can get up to speed and slow that down. The puck just doesn't go the other way as much, you know?
He's always had that, though.
Well, he's had the work ethic. I don't know if he's as fast as he is now.
The biggest difference for me, JB, and he talked about it before training camp, is that he said, I'm stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first thing that I see out of Nick Robertson. And you just talked about the Ben hit.
Yep.
Last
Rolls off
year,
it.
3 years ago, he would have been on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
He would not have been able to absorb. Ben missed him. Let's be honest. He didn't get him as well.
But he misses because
but he still got he still got 20 or 30% off of him.
Yeah.
The difference is a younger Nick Robertson would have fallen, and this one was able to roll off of it and make the play.
Yeah. Yeah, there's even a couple of plays with a minute and a half left in the third period. He skates out of his D zone, and a guy gets a stick across his shin pads as he's skating. And I think a lighter Nick Robertson, maybe that slows him up, it holds him up. Maybe he even goes down, but he skates through the stick, and that is, it's skating, it's strength, it's getting older.
The other thing that stood out for me was that at times you watch him earlier, and it's that junior mentality that I can take the puck and I can make a lot of things happen with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best league in the world right now. You better start finding out real quick that you can't hold on to the puck. It's give and goes.
Yeah.
And that to me is changing the dynamic of his game already. Is that once you have that mentality that I'm playing with some of the best players in the world, move the puck, I'll get it back.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the game-winning goal. He starts it. He knows he's going to go to Matthews.
He's like, who's that, 34? He shoots it in sometimes.
The difference is now he expected that puck back, and he got it.
He opened up pretty good for it.
Oh, no.
Credit on that shot, too. He smoked it.
Think about now opening up and saying,
hey, Austin.
I know you got 60 last year, but bring it back over here, pal.
Billy Duke mentioned that before we came on air.
And I thought that was really cool.
Well,
yeah.
I thought that was telling. I thought that's telling. Like, I know it was the right play.
Yeah, he's a shooter. He's in a shooting spot.
Well, no, but
little maturity.
But Matthews had the puck in the sweet spot, just outside the hash marks. Easily could have let one rip.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't he go back? Didn't he say in the preseason? I was in wedding mode in the preseason, so I was
Yeah.
barely seeing clips. But didn't he say that he has the best shot on the team?
He did
Matthews
say that.
about
Matthews
Robertson?
had some comment about how
I can't teach him
anything
Yeah.
how to shoot.
Like, there's clearly a respect factor from the best players on the team to him. The fact that he's willing to pass it to him in that spot,
I think
it said
I got
something to me.
Laughed off of Twitter 2 years ago when someone with the Marlies told me that he shoots it as well as Matthews. They said that Matthews gets it off quicker and gets to better spots, but they said that given the two of them in one spot, he said that.
Yeah.
And again, don't take that out of context. I'm not saying he's going to be Matthews.
No.
I'm saying that one skill, he does it exceptionally well.
And his shot's so good that he can beat goalies clean 20, 30 feet out.
which is rare.
And I'll tell you another thing he can do. He can probably beat a few goalies standing still, and that's a hard thing for a lot of guys to do.
Great point.
That's how good his shot is. If he finds his spot and holds it, he's one of those few guys, and we've seen a few in the league, that can actually score from an almost standstill to a standstill.
Yep.
He's got those type of hands.
Stamkos type shot. So are we ready to go? Are we?
Well,
Yeah,
I will say,
we'll get a butt in there.
there's a butt. There's a couple butts.
Yeah.
But here's a butt. It's funny because Bunting made a great play to him on that give and go. Found him
Great
streaking
play,
the
yeah.
net. It was a nice pass. But I will say, I already just had the confidence that was going to go in the net when it landed on Robertson's
When it was
stick in that
Robertson.
spot.
Yeah. He's
Like,
a
I
guy who
just
finishes.
knew that he's got that ability, which is not really something you can teach, not something you can find easily, and he's on a cheap deal. So
That's on 15 stick. You're like,
yeah. To me, it's just nice to have a guy that looks young and hungry in the lineup. It's been a while since they've had a guy that looks like that to me.
Right. Totally agree. No, he's one, great night, great skating, all that sort of stuff.
You want to go with your first butt, or
Yes.
you want me to go? You go. You go.
You know mine first?
That's Friday. I went on a rant yesterday. I'm
All
still
right.
tired.
Well, Sheldon at first, he starts his comment and he's like, well, he can finish. Like, it's like, we know he can finish. We were worried about the rest of the game. He's still going to have moments where he is I don't want to say singularly focused player on offense, but like that's what he wants to do. He wants to use that shot. He wants to score. And there are times where I think he's going to get caught on the wrong side of the play, or he has a spin around a backhand where he tries to pass it out in front, traps his own guys. The play goes the other way because he wants to do something cool. And there's going to be times when Sheldon's like, where it's just not working for him, where they're saying, you haven't scored in 5 games. You turn it over 11 times tonight. We're going to watch tomorrow from the press box and just, get your head. I feel like it's going to be up and down for him en route to scoring 23 goals this year.
And you lead me right into my butt.
Okay.
And that is that the media here has a way of building people up here to the point where it doesn't meet reality.
Right.
And you kind of get nervous. And, whether it's Sportsnet or TSN or Hockey Night, they're going to sell this kid like crazy. You watch Saturday night, it'll be the Nick Robertson. What did he do? And they'll break it down. And it's like, and we know if he played on 25 other teams in the league, it would be a nice story, but the guy would be kind of left alone.
Mm-hmm.
And you just worry about now a guy now feeling like last night should happen most nights.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to now manage. He went from a guy that was not in the lineup and back in the minors to now managing maybe new expectations. And that in itself is not an easy thing to go. It's like you said, there's going to be peaks and valleys now.
That's how he's going to judge himself as points.
That in itself is going to be a new challenge for him. And then just to have that mentality, if he is an everyday player, if he is in the lineup and you've got 77 games to go here.
Yeah.
How does he manage that emotion?
Physically,
we heard his comments. He was very emotional last night. He's got his family, his brother, the adrenaline and the energy in him. And guess what? Come February, we've maybe played 3 and 4 nights. That energy ain't there.
No.
That emotion's not there.
Mm-hmm.
That
he'll have it against the Jets on Hockey Night in Canada this week.
So that's just a matter now of just don't put too much pressure on this kid. He's not the savior. He's not going to come in here and be the difference maker, whether or not the Leafs get out of the first round or win the Stanley Cup. It's just don't build him up too much.
Yeah, that's fair. What immediately comes to mind is Cole Caulfield. And Caulfield's season, his sort of slow transition from a guy who shot everything in the net to a guy who was expected to do it at the NHL level, and it didn't come easy. I don't want to say once the pressure is off, but once he found his stride a little bit, it started to come, and you could see, okay, it's a guy who it works for. Now he's got it. I feel like that for Robertson, where you shouldn't just expect that, okay, he's in the league, he's going to keep going like this.